Hi, Dr. Alias. My name is Sian. So I'm going to do the presentation for AIG 3025 Industry Policies of Japan. My groupmate is Choo Seng.
Good afternoon, doctor. My name is Choo Seng, and my metric number is AIG 180005.
So the topic that we're going to do is about the Japan workforce dilemma. First of all, I'm going to do the introduction part, and according to a report, there were 161 jobs for every 100 job seekers on average on 2019 in Japan. So this is the highest ratio since 1973, highlighting the labor shortage in the world's third largest economy and its aging society. The country unemployment rate also remained at low levels in December, hitting 2.4%, 0.1 percentage point drop from the previous month, and according to separate data from the Internal Affairs Ministry of Japan. So, along with the labor shortage, Japan had also been engaged in a lengthy battle against deflation and its own economic issue.
First, I will talk about what has caused the dilemma of workforce that had happened in Japan. The first reason is the seniority-based system in Japanese company. The seniority-based system is a system where the Japanese worker got their wages determined by how long they served the company. This system will also affect their promotion to higher position. The promotion not only require the worker to be competent, but also need them to serve the company long enough in order to be promoted. At the same time, Japan also used the lifetime employment system to employ workers, which means most Japanese will not only work in one company in his whole life. This means young Japanese workers does not have much chances to be promoted or get higher wages until they work long enough and considered as senior in the company. Therefore, young Japanese nowadays are demotivated to work hard in the Japanese company as their sacrifice in the company does not guarantee a reasonable payoff. The next reason is the stressful working culture of Japanese company. There was 22% of Japanese workers work for more than 49 hours in a week. In comparison, only 16% of US workers and 11% of French workers work for such a long hour. Japanese also have 18.5 days of paid holidays where only half of it had been taken averagely every year, which is much lower than a global average. They will be accused as a lazy and unloyalty employee if they leave the office on time and fully taking the annual leave. And these negative labels will affect their chances to be promoted. At the same time, Japanese culture emphasizes more on collective benefits over personal benefits. Therefore, Japanese people tend to hide their personal thoughts and feelings rather than express it or they will be seen as unprofessional. Such stressful working culture made Japan become one of the countries with highest overwork suicide rate. They even have a specific name for this cause of death, karoshi, which can translate into death caused by too tired. The third reason is the anti-immigrant social culture of Japan. Japan traditionally does not welcome foreigners to stay in Japan. They did welcome foreigner workers to work in Japan, but they don't want them to stay in Japan for their whole life. Most Japanese will oppose any government policy that looks like an immigrant welcoming policy. However, most foreign workers wish to become the permanent resident of Japan after they work in Japan for a period of time. This culture has discouraged many foreign workers from work in Japan, thus decreasing in the number of potential foreign workers. The government has a hard time to balance between attracting foreigners to work in Japan and fulfilling the wish of Japanese for not allowing foreign workers to stay in Japan. The last reason is the age society of Japan. Japan is on one of the most aged society in the world. 1 out of 5 Japanese are more than 65 years old. The life expectancy of Japan has increased from 70 plus to 80 years old. This situation has caused the social security cost of Japan to drastically increase. One of the main reasons that caused this situation is that Japanese has low fertility rate where Japanese women averagely have only 1.5 children. This had caused the workforce of Japan to fall. As young people need to bear higher social security costs, they were discouraged to have kids as their kids will also be suffering from the increasing social security costs too. Next, I will pass to my partner Mo Yan-sin about the Japanese government solution of solving this dilemma.
There are a few solutions that took by the country in order to solve the workforce dilemma in the country. The first one is open door to more foreign workers. So starting next year, immigration rules will be relaxed for foreigners looking to work in Japan. The move is aimed at alleviating the country's severe labor shortage, but economists say it likely won't be enough to mitigate the phenomenon of a shrinking working age populations. Many citizens, including the opposition politicians, are wary of the impact more foreign labors will have on Japan's homogeneous society. So according to Agence France-Presse report on December 2018, the bill was passed in the Japanese House of Representatives at the end of November. Although it triggered a lot of criticisms from the opposition party, the bill was eventually passed with the permission in the Senate. According to data released by the Ministry of Health, Labour and Welfare of Japan, as of October 2017, the number of foreigners working in Japan was 1,278,670, a year-on-year increase of 194,901, increase of up to 18%. So the second solution which took by the government is a man law to help elderly work until 70. So the Japanese government amended law to help elderly work until 70 in order to cover rising social security costs amid the rapid aging of society, as well as to fulfill the workforce dilemma in the country. However, their provisions are not mandatory. The bills call on companies to choose one of 5 options, including raising the retirement age, scrapping it, or allowing the employees to work beyond the age limit. Comprehensive media reported that the current employment security law for the elderly stipulates the companies are hire people under the age of 65 who intend to continue to work. So under this law, the number of people employed between the ages of 60 and 64 on 2018 was 68.8%. Japan Economic News pointed out that the new amendment can help people who are from the age range of 65 to 70 to find employment in order to increase the employment rate for the elderly. So the third solution is the WOMENOMICS. So nevertheless, experts pointed out that the WOMENOMICS of the Shinzo Abe government still facing many challenges, which including not only the traditional concept of male in charge of earning money to support the family, while wife and female is responsible for doing housework, and the corporate culture of Japanese companies who work long hours and drink with colleagues after work. There are also restrictions on Japanese laws and taxations. However, Japan's investment to bring more women into the workforce appears to be working. The workforce participation is very effective. The rate for women between the ages of 15 and 64 rose to a record 69.4% in 2017. But the country needs to do more address challenges like perennial shortage in childcare services. So the last solutions for Japan is employment of industrial robot workers. Japan employs over 250,000 industrial robot workers. So in the next 15 years, it's estimated the number would jump to over 1 million. Robotics revenue by 2025 is expected to reach $70 billion. Many large Japanese corporations and government itself had been started to invest in robots and machines to replace insufficient workforce in the future. Japan has 601 current occupations, and the study has found that 49% of people are currently engaged in work that could in all probability be performed by robots in the near future. Types of the profession that might be replaced by the AI, including general clerks, taxi drivers, cashiers, building and general cleaners, security, hotel room attendant, and etc. And it is thought these types of jobs do not require substantial knowledge base and could be replaced by machines. Meanwhile, the data also found the following types of professions that are least likely to be replaced by robots, which including primary school teachers, university professors, sociology researcher, and sport coach, guides, hairdressers as well. Alright, so that's the 4 solutions that might that already took by Japanese governments in order to solve the workforce dilemma in the future. So in conclusion, Japan will face a shortage of 6.44 million workers in 2030, making wage hikes, increased childcare, and other labor-related reforms vital to ensure a stable workforce. The employment of women, elderly people, and foreigners should be encouraged to address Japan's labor scarcity. So that's an incredible opportunity for Japan to overcome these challenges by focusing on inclusive reskilling, which aligns with the country's commitment to Society 5.0, a human-centered approach to economic advancement. As the country enters a new era, Japan can champion inclusivity, adaptability, and gender parity to meet the challenges to the future. Thank you.
Thank you.